So Steve, we've been on 5 seminars as part of this Intime business mentoring, and you've been attending all 5, and I know you've been getting lots of ideas. So first of all, would you just tell me introduce your name and your company, and then tell me what are the sort of things that you're taking away and what sort of results you've got?
Okay, well, my name's Steve Wiseby. The company I work for is NIC Instruments, and we design and manufacture high-threat search equipment and bomb disposal equipment. One of the things we've been getting from these sessions is we have a marketing plan in place, and we think we know what we want to do to increase our sales. But to come to these sessions, we've got someone else telling us and reinforcing us that what we're trying to do is the right thing. And probably the key thing I think that we're getting to start with is just staying in constant contact with the customer, regular email updates, and just trying to maintain that regular contact with them.
And tell me an example, or would you share with me what you shared briefly about you were writing some email that you weren't really comfortable with. Let's let that van go. But you went through with it, and what sort of results you got from that?
Yeah, well, I'm very much, when I write stuff, I definitely write about features, and I don't really think about benefits to the customer. And actually listening to your sessions about talking about converting features to benefits, I took that on board. I also followed I think it's a 7-point plan for writing good copy, and I systematically worked through that. And I wrote an email of about maybe 200 words, really focusing on the benefits, one of the benefits. I didn't write the email focusing on the product or about what the product could do. I wrote about a specific benefit that we give to that product, using lots of yous instead of I's and we's. I've traditionally used lots of I's and we's, and I felt that email was definitely not in the style that I'm comfortable with. But I wrote it, I checked it carefully, I sent it out, and within about 2 or 3 hours, I had various compliments coming back from agents saying how well it was written and what an excellent promotion it was.
And you also had a customer respond to it?
Yeah, absolutely. And about 6 hours later, I had a customer. He's a new customer. He's a prospect who hasn't actually turned into a customer yet. I've been in contact with him for the last 6 to 8 months, and suddenly he came back with that's brilliant timing. I've actually got an inquiry for exactly your product. Here it is. Can you send me a quote as soon as possible?
And that might be worth?
I think that's probably going to be worth up to about £25,000.
Brilliant, just from the right email.
Just from one email, yeah.
So we started out by you buying into the concept of the 7 keys. How did that work? Were you gathering the metrics and the 7 keys before you started?
Yeah, I've never seen the 7 keys before, and they were very interesting, and it's quite clear how they work. And we have our marketing plan, which is lots of different tasks all written out, linked on, and it's all grouped as tasks. But actually what I want to do is regroup all those tasks and completely get away with the headings they're under and put them under the 7 keys headings. So we've got lots of different tasks we're trying to do to increase the number of prospects, but they're all under different headings at the moment. And what we want to do is change all those tasks and put them all under increasing prospects, and then another heading of converting the prospects into customers. And we are quite lucky in that the software we use for our accounts and customer relationship management software allows us to extract a lot of data to monitor what prospects turn into customers, what customers spend, what customers we haven't been dealing with, or maybe we have been dealing with in the past, and maybe they've dropped off the system slightly. So we're lucky in the sense that our software is able to give us that data, but I'll be honest, I didn't really know how to extract it until I came to these sessions.
And you've already experimented with some lumpy mail. Was that something you were going to do before, or is that something, again, you picked up from these sessions?
No, we always have given a freebie away at shows and things like that. When we talk on exhibitions and stand, we always have some little gizmo, and we try to make that a bit different from the typical pen and stuff and the USB stick. But we found this book on knots, which we quite liked, and Colin's agreed to print it with our logo and stuff on. But what I did get from this session was to send it out as lumpy mail. So normally I would give it away on the stand as a freebie. It's a nice touchy-feely thing. People take it home, give it to their children, put it on their desk. But actually to send it out as lumpy mail, that hadn't occurred to me, and that's definitely what we're going to do, because I do know that lumpy mail does have an effect, but I'd never thought of using it.
And interesting, you were showing somebody who sat next to you the book, and her first response was, "Oh, my son would love that, that's great."
Absolutely, and in fact, a lot of the freebies we've given away in the past have in fact been for children. Because my theory is, if you give someone a pen, it's just another pen. But if you give them something that they'll take home that's useful for their children, because lots of the people we deal with at shows and conferences are of the age that have children, and if they take something home to give to their children will be excited, and they will remember it. And so that's actually how I think that's a very good technique, is to give freebies away that people can use in their personal life, not in their work life.
So it's great to see how you've engaged with this process. Have you been able to take that back into the workplace and motivate staff or change things in the business, or is that a more difficult area you've yet to sort of work through?
It's a very difficult area to try to get staff to understand why we're doing certain things. And in fact, I'm bringing along Tony, my assistant, for these sessions, and what's been really beneficial is he's actually seeing from someone else why we're implementing all these tactics and techniques. So actually, when we install them in the factory or do them in the business, he knows it's not just me thinking of random ideas from nowhere, they're actually coming from a genuine source.
Mm-hmm. And you've seen real results based on the work that we've seen here, as you shared earlier.
Absolutely, yeah, it's been fantastic.
Thank you.